Hey everyone, it is Michael and Crystal. We are super privileged to have Nikki with us today, who also runs an online business, and she's actually from the Toronto area, and she's going to share with us a few things about how she got into the business today and some of the successes that she's had.
So we were wondering why you wanted to start working online.
Hey guys, thank you for having me, first of all. It's always fun to connect with people from all over the world, essentially, that are part of this business. Um, why I wanted to work online, like my main reason was really time, to just be able to create time, like quality time for myself with my family. So we live in Toronto. As mentioned, I am a mom of three. You can probably see the toys in the background. And I'm also expecting my fourth. So prior to this, I was working full-time in the corporate world in banking. And my husband was also working like insane hours. Like he was working 6 days a week, 12-hour shifts. And with the commute, sometimes he was away like 13, 14 hours a day away from home. So it was really challenging. Like that was a very difficult time. So when I found this business, and I don't know if I was looking to work online necessarily, but I was just looking for something that would give me a bit more income um, to kind of allow my husband to reduce his work hours. Like that was my mindset, like my train of thought. So it wasn't necessarily an online business that I was looking for, but I was looking for a way to generate extra income. So I found this when I was on mat leave. I came across it through an ad on Facebook. I researched it a lot, and I actually loved the online portion of it and the fact that I could do it from home because of the flexibility, which I hadn't thought of before. I was just looking for additional income. But then, once this was presented to me, it was just perfect.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how has your lifestyle actually changed since you've been working online? And how long have you been working online now?
So I've been working online for the past 15 months, since February of 2019. Oh man, it has changed a lot. Like it has given us a lot of freedom. The financial aspect of this business is great. And like I don't want to talk about numbers and all that, but like my goal with this was not to become like wealthy, but I just wanted to be able to provide a certain lifestyle to myself and my family. Like I wanted to be able to travel freely without having to budget for it for like months and months ahead of time. So that we were definitely able to do that. Like we've taken a few vacations. Now we're kind of stuck because of COVID-19, but that has definitely changed. And just like the freedom of being able to wake up in the morning and kind of create your schedule yourself. So there's no one that tells me, oh, you need to be in the office at like 9 a.m. in the morning, and this is when you can go to have lunch, and this is when you leave, and you gotta run and get your kids from daycare because daycare closes at 6 p.m. Like there's no like it kind of fit into my life. So I just love the flexibility of that. And then yeah, the financial aspect, of course, a lot of freedom comes with that as well. So yeah, I've replaced my husband's income. I have him home. He hasn't gone to work since November. So that's also amazing. Like I was actually telling a friend the other day, it's just like the small things that matter. I was like, I'm so thankful because we get to have every meal together. Like we'll actually sit down on a table together as a family, and now we have the time to talk and eat together. And yeah, it's a blessing.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I remember I was the exact same thing. We also have 4 kids, and just bringing them, like at first had our kids being watched outside of the home and just bringing them and then going to work, and just everything's just so go 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 all the time. So then we tried switching it where we worked opposite schedules, but then we never saw each other. So then after that we had a nanny in our home, but then I'm missing out on all those moments. And it's still rushed and busy, but I was just sick of missing out on our kids. So I totally get those little moments. That's really what matters for sure.
Yeah.
What would be your favorite thing that you love about working online? Would you say it's the lifestyle change, or what would you say?
Definitely the lifestyle change. And like I'm not worried anymore about, like I almost want to say I'm not worried about anything. That for sure. And then specifically about this business, I really like that I get to connect with so many people globally. Because it's a global business, it gives you that chance to, like, I'm in Canada and I have people that I'm working with and they're in Europe, they're in the UK, they're in Australia, some of them. So that's just so fascinating to me, that you get to meet so many people. And then it's so interesting how, we were born like in different places, we were raised differently, but then we also have so many things in common, and then you're building something together. So I think that's definitely one of my favorite things when it comes to working online.
Awesome. So what would your least favorite thing be?
My least favorite thing. My least favorite thing, I would say, it doesn't happen that often, but I'm also a coach in this business. So when you are a coach, you get to present, I guess, this opportunity to a lot of people as well, and you get to connect with people. So there's been times where I've come across people who, were attracted to the business model. They approached me, and then you get to explain the business to them. And some of them tend to have this fear of, it's not even fear whether the business works or the system works or not, because like once you've seen everything, like it's really, like it's a no-brainer. Like anybody can like figure out that it works, but it's more like self-doubt. Like people will think of, okay, well, I can see there's thousands of people that are being successful in this and it works, but can I do it? That little like voice in your head. I had it too in the beginning. Like I was thinking, like, I have no experience in this. Like I come from the corporate world. I know nothing about the online world. I had that fear, so it's understandable. But then when that fear holds them back, for me, that's the worst part. That's the worst part of the business. Like you're so excited about that person. You're like, genuinely happy that they found this, because you know what this business can do, and like the potential of it. And then that fear and that self-doubt holds them back. So I would say that.
Yeah, I definitely agree. With coaching, you definitely see, and they'll believe it. And then, yeah, it's the self-doubt that really kicks in, and just anyone can do it. We see it like any age. It doesn't matter your age or where you're from. And we just see everyone being so successful. So I definitely agree. And so right now, do you think this is a good time for people to jump on board? I know a lot of people are hesitant, but obviously I see it both ways. There's a lot of people that are reaching out because of COVID. There's an eye opener that they want to work at home or they need to work at home, but then people are worried. Do you think it's a good time?
That's a good question. That's actually a question I get asked a lot. For me, from what I've seen, I know like, COVID has kind of turned things upside down, but I've also noticed that it's like a wake-up call for people, because they're realizing that I love this expression, like don't put all your eggs in one basket. Like you may think you have this great career, you work for a great company, you work with people that you like, you love your position, and you have job security, but really, like when you're employed, when you're working for someone else, that's just it. You're working for somebody else. So if something happens, like they'll get rid of you. Like that risk is always there. Whereas when you're working for yourself, that just eliminates the risk of that. So I've actually noticed that with COVID, for me, I know like people are concerned, is it a good time to start a business? But I've noticed that it's actually it's helping people realize that it's always good to have a plan B. And people are home right now, they have more time to research. So I do think it's actually a really good time.
Awesome. Well, thank you. I totally agree. We've definitely seen business increase. Like obviously people they're doing something that they realize they don't want to do, with like what you said, they're realizing how easy they can be replaced. So it's definitely the best time to jump on board, at least to check it out, so you have that backup plan ready to go. I definitely
Exactly,
agree.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you guys. It was fun.
I loved watching you, and congrats to all your success. I know that you've done well, and I'm sure we'll talk with you soon.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.